guys, what's up? It's here and you're watching Sister Bookish, and this video goes out to one of my lovely subscribers who's always commenting on my videos, and she asked me if I can do some of my favorite YA contemporaries with diverse protagonists as a video. So that is what I have for you guys here today. I have some of my 6 favorite contemporaries. Now without further ado, let's get started. Just as a side note, there are in no particular order, they're just some of my favorite contemporaries that I've read and that I've owned. So one I have here is 5 to 1 by Holly Bodger. This book follows 2 protagonists in India. The ratio to guys to girls is 5 girls to 1 boy. And in that society, boys are looked on this pedestal. Everyone wants to have a boy child. But this year, 2054, and all the boys are almost done, so they have this competition in which they put 1 girl and 5 guys, and the 5 guys have to compete to marry that 1 girl, and whoever wins gets to marry her and take care of her. The other 4 people that lose have to go work in the mines. So in this story, it's told in prose and in verse, and the story follows the perspective of one of the contestants that are trying to marry the daughter. The daughter does not want to get married, and the son just wants to escape. So it's told from both their perspectives to really get into the character, and oh my gosh, did I love this book. It was so amazing. It was written so well, and you really got to see a lot of a culture that you really don't see, and you got to see it where the tables turned, where now everyone's fighting for a girl. It was just an amazing book, and I highly recommend it, especially because it has like the politics involved in it, which I absolutely love in my novels. The next book I have is Everybody Sees the Ants by A.K.A. Oh my gosh, you see how weird it is? Looks like nostrils in this book. But this book follows our protagonist, and in school he's not very well liked and he gets bullied, but when he goes to sleep he gets to see his grandfather that was lost in the Vietnam War, and they get to go on adventures together. And that's a great reprieve for him because his home life is so great, because his mother tries to pretend that his dysfunctional family is functional. So after our main character goes through a really bad break at the swimming pool over the summer, his mom decides to take him to his aunt's house, and together they actually get to enjoy their summer. You actually get to see a male main character, which is something I really don't get to see very often, especially not in YA. He's just such a well-written character, and he just develops so much in this book, and you really get to see him kind of come out of his shell and learn to love himself, and it was just a really good book. The next one I have is The Sky is Everywhere by Jandy Nelson. It follows a main character, and after her sister passes away at 16 years old, she basically has to decide if she loves her sister's boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or someone new. And the story, as weird as it sounds, it's deeper than that, than just trying to take her sister's boyfriend, because she loved her sister so much and it really hurt her when her sister passed away. So she wants to kind of keep that connection with her sister by dating her boyfriend. And I'm explaining it so strangely because it sounds so weird, but when you read it, it's just amazing. And to see something you don't get to see, you get to see the other side of suicide in these books. The next one I have for diverse YA reads that aren't so dark and heavy, that is Queens of Geek by Jen Wiles. And this book was so cute. This book has our 3 main characters. One of them is an Asian YouTube famous person, then the other one's a boy, and the other one is an overweight autistic main character. And it's a 3 group of best friends, and they go to their first convention called SuperCon, and the story really just follows them as they develop. And one of the characters, like, she's in a relationship but it's not so healthy, so you kind of see her go through that, and you also see the other character kind of get over her stage fright and learn to embrace herself. And it was such a cute story. I read this right after I came back from BookCon, so right when I did, it was a lot of fun. The next one I have is City of Saints and Thieves by Natalie C. Anderson, and this one is set in Kenya, and she's a Kenyan thief, and the story really follows her after she leaves the home she grew up in, and all she wants to do in her life is avenge her mother's murder and find her mother's murderer. And from there you really get to see how her life shifted, and now she's kind of living in the streets and doing bad things, but they kind of work out in the end. And the story was super cute, and I think this was very well written, and it was just a really good book. Just overall, just a really good book. And the last one I have here for you guys is I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This is the other Jandy Nelson book that I mentioned, and this one follows our 2 main characters, Nolan and Jude, and they're twins, and it's set in the past and it's set in the present. And the past is when they're 13 years old and they're best of friends, and when they're 16-year-olds, and you see them really separate from each other, and the story kind of converges to figure out what went wrong. And I think the way it was written, one, was amazing, and it really created a really unique effect. The two characters, you really got to see this sibling relationship, which was really interesting for me because I don't have this kind of sibling relationship where they're so close in age and they kind of grew up together. So it's really interesting to see that perspective as well. One of our main characters is gay, and it's just honestly an amazing story, and you get to see them when they're at two awkward ages in your life, because 16 and 13. But yeah, that's it. These are my six contemporary books that I highly recommend to everybody if you guys are interested in reading them. If you guys like this video and like videos where I do recommendations, please leave a comment down below so I can tell you guys more of my recommendations, because I have so many. If you guys like this video, like, comment, subscribe down below. My name's A.K.A. You're watching CC Bookish. I'll see you guys later. Bye.